and then accept Jesus as our leader of our life. Ask Him to forgive us and come into our heart. When we do that, God washes away all of our wrongs, all of our sins, and gives us a fresh start. Then the last great tool that Harney gives us here, I'm going to really condense. I don't have it all, and it requires a little bit of an illustration, and I'm a terrible artist, but you don't have to be a good artist, but I just didn't have time to draw it out for you. But you can take it, you can do it on a napkin, you can do it on a piece of paper, you can do it on your hand if you have to. Some place to draw this, but what you do is you draw a little land bluff, a little place on each side with a big gulf in between. Just nothing there. And you're on the top of the land on this side, and then you write God on the top of the land on this side. But there's a big opening, and you can't get, it's too big, you can't walk across it, you can't do anything to get across it. There's no way you can get across there. Every try, even if you took a long run at it, ends up down in the bottom. You miss out. But then, as you're looking at these two pieces of land, they're shaped like this with the gulf in between them, you draw a cross. And that symbolizes Jesus. And this leg of the cross goes to this, and this leg of the cross goes to that. And in the middle is the cross. And it's through the cross. The cross bridges the gap between you and your sin and Jesus and God the Father. Through Jesus, you can get there. You might write Romans 3:23 on your side. You might write that in the middle, because that's what sin has done before you put the cross in. You might write 6:23 even down below that. But you're on one side of the opening, God's on the other, and there's no way you can get to the other side. Then you draw that cross. He is the bridge. Jesus is the bridge that leads to the Father. And you might even put John 3:16 on that, because that's what God has done. Because of His love for us, He's done that. Now, there are a lot of different ways to share the gospel presentation. And whether you do one of them that you use, or you do parts of one and parts of another, however you want to do it, be sure that you follow the leading of the Holy Spirit. Let Him lead you. Let Him guide you. Which one or what combination to use when. Allow the Holy Spirit to work in your heart and then in the heart of the person to whom you're speaking. Allow that Holy Spirit to work. Because ultimately, it's not our abilities, our genius, our talents, our persuasiveness. None of that does the job. It's only the Holy Spirit who can take those things that we have and use those words that we have and share with that person and touch their heart. So follow the leading of the Holy Spirit. I hope you've enjoyed this study, and I know I apologize for going quite so long tonight, but I hope that you've enjoyed it. And if you would like to know more about these methods, let me know, and I'll try to write whichever one that you want to know about out for you, and maybe a little more detail. But you can watch this, go back to it, but use great illustrations to share the gospel and lead people from the world of sin through Jesus to God. Thank you for joining. Be faithful in witnessing. Come Sunday, 11 o'clock, join us.